Hi everyone, it's Jackie Jones, founder and CEO of Way We Do. Hope you're all having a great day today. One of our customers recently told us that they were frustrated with their team for not updating their procedures and processes. And so they wanted to use Way We Do's revision reminders and then set them all for a specific date in the year. And while technically it is possible to do that, we believe it could potentially be overwhelming for each employee to review 50 or 100 procedures in one go. So, as an alternative approach, yes, you can still set the revision reminders and have them spread throughout the year. But as an alternative, we recommend that your processes and procedures should really be updated on a weekly or fortnightly basis, and you do it in an iterative manner. And so that way you're spreading the work throughout the year rather than doing it as a large project during one time of the year. And so we think that would be better to help you to create a continuous improvement culture within the business, as well as creating innovation and getting the team to focus on process innovation so that collectively as a team that you're moving forward and making those improvements. So we've created a process improvement checklist that you may want to adopt in your organization, and I encourage you to make it your own and make changes to it that that would be a good fit for your business and your organization's particular requirements. So this is just one idea of how you can implement a continuous improvement process within your organization. And I look forward to your feedback. So if you've got ways of making changes to this particular process, we would love to hear that. Okay, so with any of the activated checklists within Way We Do, we have the title, and then we have some instructions on how to run this process. So essentially it says to click the Run Checklist button and enter the title of the process, policy, or procedure in the activity title. The process will run on a weekly basis. So anything when we create a template, we put a little square brackets to represent that it's a token. So you can change that. So maybe you want to do yours fortnightly, that is okay. And that each employee is required to review at least one SOP per week or per fortnight to help us create a continuous improvement culture and innovate as an organization. So we're going to click the Run Checklist button, and we're going to enter the name of that process. So in this particular case, maybe we want to improve the sales process. So I'm going to enter the word sales process. Some of the steps in the process have a role assigned to it. So we have the manager assigned to it, and there are also steps with no roles specified. When this email or when this process starts, an email will only be sent to those people when it's their turn to complete it. So the manager will not receive an invite to participate in the process unless they are required, and when it's their turn. So if there are steps in the process that are part of a decision point, maybe the manager is not actually included at that point. When they are included and it's their turn, they will receive an email as well as it appearing on their dashboard. So I'm going to click Start. Okay, from there we have the first steps of the process. So I'll just go open up the instruction panel, and we'll expand the screen so I can take up my whole screen. You can also use Way We Do on your mobile device and tablet devices, so it's not just for desktop computers. So it says here what type of document is being reviewed. So in this case, because it's a sales process, I'm going to select process. I then go to the second step, and it says what type of review is being conducted. So in this case, I want to improve an existing process. It then, based upon the condition that I've selected, it then displays the next steps available. From here is asking me to enter the URL of that existing process. So I would go into my Way We Do account, I would find the sales process URL and then paste it in here. Next, I'm going to, or the process is asking me to describe what the changes were implemented and why. So I would add some notes in here. If you are on your tablet or mobile device, you can simply use the speech-to-text capability, which makes it faster to enter that feedback. The next step, it asks me then how I will communicate that new process or changes to an existing process to the team. So just because it's updated doesn't mean that everyone is aware of that. Within Way we do have an acceptance feature so that when you do update a policy or procedure, it can be sent out to your team to re-accept that policy or procedure document. So that's one way of doing it. But we also recommend that, and we encourage that you actually talk to your team, and maybe you want to send out an email or other communications to really help people to understand why the changes have been made. So you can then select your different conditions there. So I'm going to send out email or maybe make an announcement in our communication and collaboration app. So we use Slack. You may be using Microsoft Teams or other tools similar to that. I may want to run a training session or maybe create a video, so very much like this one here, and send it to the team, or even conduct a pilot of the process with the team. So for each of these items, a new step has displayed, and this is a way of recording that I did actually try to communicate to the team about the changes to this particular process. So from there, I can enter notes of the date of when I sent that email, or maybe I want to copy that email and paste that into the notes area. I may want to run, or when I run the training session, which is just bringing the team together. It could be in the meeting room or a boardroom, or simply just huddling everyone together so we can talk about it. And then I'll just enter notes about what was discussed and any feedback from the team. When I create the video, it asks me to enter that URL into the notes field below. So there's a record of that. And then I may also want to conduct or carry out conducting the pilot. And one way of doing a pilot in the way that we suggest, or an approach to do that, is simply after you've trained the team on that new or updated process, get the team running it. Maybe it's a daily process, get them to run it every day. And then at the end of the week, seek the team's feedback so that maybe they've got some ideas around how to improve it further. Maybe some parts of the changes you made just didn't really work that well. So it's really important to get people's feedback because they're valuable resources in your team. So from there, it asks to describe the pilot process that you adopted and any of the results in the notes field below. And then that's the end of this process. And you'll see here that even though the process said that one of the steps required a manager to review and sign off on a step, it wasn't actually required because one of the conditions wasn't selected for the manager in order to conduct their step. So I'm going to run this process again, and in this case, I'm going to be researching a new process. So it could be that at this stage, we don't have all the answers. We know that a new sales process, for example, is required, but maybe we need new tools or new ways of thinking. Maybe we need a consultant to come in and help us map out the new sales process. So I'm going to run this process again. I'll click Start, and it's asking me to, again, the first two questions. So I'm selecting Process. I'm now going to select Researching and Exploring a New Process. From there, I would then describe what research is required and why, and how much time that's going to take. The next question is asking, well, will it require budget? Do we need to spend money, for the additional equipment or resources or consultants to come help us? So I'm going to click yes. So it's at this point the manager is required to approve the budget for the research to proceed. So they would simply give their approval. They can then add some comments as to what they, any additional thoughts they want to add there. From there, the team member would then conduct the research. They would maybe continue to update and add notes in this area so that the management team can keep an eye on it if they want to do that. From there is documenting your findings. So again, just entering what were the findings. Some organisations have the ability to access grants that if they are doing research and development. So as part of an R&D process, and if you need to access those grant funds, then you need to be documenting your findings. You need to be documenting any issues that were found or that occurred, and how they were rectified. So we've documented those, and also as part of an R&D process, maybe you need to document the amount of time and budget that project or that research had taken, and also attach any receipts. So to attach receipts, you simply click the little paperclip icon there. And then the last step is presenting the findings with the management team, or maybe it's another team in the organisation. And then that's the end of this particular process. So in the reports area, there is the ability to produce reports. So if you need to then produce a report of this whole process, along with any images that were embedded or attached to the steps of the process, then you're able to export out a PDF, really lovely PDF document outlining all the activity that happened when exploring this new sales process. So thank you for your time today. If you do have questions, or if you would like a copy of this process, simply email us at support@waywedo.com. If you do not have a WayWeDo account, simply go to our website at waywedo.com and sign up to a free trial. Thanks again for your time today, and we look forward to speaking with you in the future. Bye.